Parents, what's the most absurd situation your child has ever put you in? My daughter Lara thought of herself as a real prankster. Our life at home was filled with her little acts of sabotage, sticking googly eyes on the milk in the fridge, putting cocoa in the coffee maker instead of coffee, or changing the TV's language settings to Korean, right when I sat down to watch my favorite show. These were her classic moves. But one day, she took those sweet little pranks to a whole new level. We were at the airport as a family, about to go on vacation. We were waiting in a long line at the check-in counter. Our flight was boarding soon, and there was a slight sense of urgency in the air. Just as it was almost our turn, I turned to my daughter and said, "Lara, give me the passports, honey." I had given them to her to carry in her little backpack, thinking they'd be safe. Lara's eyes went wide as saucers. She first checked her pockets, then started frantically digging through her bag. Her face went completely pale. "Dad, I don't think they're in the bag." "What do you mean?" Our entire vacation flashed before my eyes. The people in line behind us started to grumble, and the agent was impatiently tapping her pen on the counter. Just as I was about to step out of line and run to the lost and found, Lara suddenly started to giggle. "Prank, they're right here," she said, pulling the passports from her jacket's inside pocket. I can't even describe how furious I was. All I managed to say through gritted teeth was, "Very clever, honey." I quickly took the passports from her and handed them to the agent. The agent took the passports and opened them. First, she frowned. She looked at me, then back at the passports. She pressed a button next to her. "I need 2 security officers at the counter, please." I had no idea what was going on. 2 large security guards came over to us. "Sir, you need to come with us." They escorted us to a small office off to the side. A moment later, an airport police officer with a very serious expression walked in. He placed the passports on the table. "Sir," he said, "attempting to use fraudulent travel documents is a very serious crime. Why would you do this?" I looked at the passports. They weren't ours. It turned out my daughter had bought toy passports online and glued our old passport photos inside them. Apparently making me panic was only the first part of the prank. I panicked and turned to Lara. "Lara, where are the real ones?" Lara's face was white as a sheet. She had never guessed the prank would backfire this badly. Trembling, she opened a hidden compartment in her backpack and pulled out the real passports. It took me a full half hour to explain the situation to the officer. The man did not crack a single smile. He gave us a long lecture about how this wasn't a game, explaining all the trouble we could get into for a joke like this at an airport, and how we could have even been detained. Luckily, he was lenient and let us go. We made it to our flight at the absolute last second. Lara was silent and on the verge of tears for the entire flight. When we landed, she apologized to me over and over. She swore she would never ever pull a prank like that again.